Hi, folks. Today we have APBA baseball on the table, and we're playing a 2010 series. I'm just going to jump right in. It is game 4. The Phillies are up 3-0 on the Reds. And the way you play APBA baseball, the first thing you do is you set your lineups, and then you add up all the defense numbers for your whole team. So if we take a look at the two teams, you can see when we add up all of the numbers for Philly on defense, we get a 46. We add up for Cincinnati, we get a 41. What you do with those team numbers, it's going to set the defense. So anything within 41 or more is going to be a 2 defense. 36 and 40 is going to be a 2 defense. And 35 or less is a 3. So 41 plus is a 1. The way that comes into play is that when you roll the dice, here's an example, base is empty, you're either going to look in fielding 1, fielding 2, or fielding 3. So I'm just going to jump in with that first little bit. So as you can see, both teams are at fielding 1, so pretty strong defenses. And what you do is you roll the dice and you read it red and white. So we have a 61, so I pick up Jimmy Rollins, he's up. And 61, we go to the first number, which is a 12. So I would go to fielding 1, a 12, and you can see he is out at first. And it is a play third base to first base. So that's basically how you do it. So that is 1 out. Rollins is gone. And we move on to the next batter, which is going to be Shane Victorino. Roll the dice, and we get a 61. So 61 is going to be a 12. Again, you go to fielding 1, number 12, and he's out at first. So it is going to be third base over to first base with the put out, and there is 2 gone. Next up is going to be Chase Utley, and Utley is going to roll a 25. 25 is going to be a 10, and for a 10, numbers 1 to 11, you're going to go to the grade of the pitcher. So the pitcher, Homer Bailey, is a C. So we're going to go to C pitcher. And 25 was a 10. So C pitcher 10. And it is going to be a single to center. So Chase Utley is on with a single. And we're going to flip over to the next batter. See, I think I'll just put my pitchers back in the batting lineup before I lose them. So here's Bailey's ratings. He is a C with an X and 1 defense. And starting game 4 for the Phillies, Kyle Kendrick, who's a D with an R and a Z. So I would designate those on my score sheet for easy reference when I'm taking a look. So when you have a man on first, what you do is you see on the Apple book, this is bases empty. I'm now going to flip over to the page that says runners on first base. So if it comes up to the pitcher, Bailey, he is a C. So I would go to the C grade for Homer Bailey. Was he a C? Yes, he was a C. And anything else that is going to be higher than 1 to 11 on the baseball card, you're going to go to fielding 1. So we have Ryan Howard is up next, the big piece, and the pitch is a 66. So 66 is a 1. So we're going to go to 1 for a C grade pitcher, and you can see it's a home run over the left field fence. So Ryan Howard takes Homer Bailey deep, and all of a sudden the Philadelphia Phillies have a 2-0 lead with the 2-run shot by Ryan Howard. Next up is Jason Worth. We roll a 53. A 53 is a 15. So now we're going to go back to bases empty. And fielding 1, number 15, is going to be a fly out to left field. So Worth is going to fly out, and we get 2 runs on 2 hits for the Phils. And they're looking to sweep the Reds in this series. Up first for the Cincinnati Reds is going to be Brandon Phillips. And here's Phillips' first pitch. It's a 46. So a 46 on his card is going to be a 27. And again, they are defense 1 or fielding 1. So a 27 is going to be third base putout. And so we're just going to put down 5-3. So that is 1 gone. Pitchers also have different ratings. So Kendrick has an R and a Z. So I have to be aware of that. Leak has an X on his. Next up is Ryan Hannigan. We're going to roll a 43. So that is going to be a 29. And again, Kendrick has an R and a Z. So 43 is 29. So fielding 129, it's going to be out at first. Pitcher to first base, is there an X? He's not an X. So it's going to be 2 gone. So Hannigan grounds out to the pitcher. And up next is Joseph Votto, the Canadian from Toronto. He is a 32, and that is going to be a 26. So a 26 on bases empty, fielding 1. He's out at first, grounds out second to first. So that is all for the Reds. They get no runs, no hits. We're going to the second inning, and leading off for the Phillies is going to be Raul Ibanez. We roll a 24. 24 is a 13. So again, bases empty, 13 is going to be a strikeout, and there's 1 gone. So Ibanez will strike out. Next up is Carlos Ruiz. Roll the dice. We have a 32. You always read it red, white. 32 is a 26. So we go fielding 1, 26, out at first, second base to first base. There's 2 gone. And it brings up Wilson Antonio Valdez. So Wilson Valdez is up. 41 is going to be a 24. 24 on the bases empty chart is out at first, shortstop to first. That is 3 down, 3 up and 3 down for the Phils. No runs, no hits. Nice thing on the cards, you also notice you have their batting stats. So there's the year, how many games at bats, batting average, slugging on base, which is pretty cool, pretty handy. Up first is Scott Rowland for the Cincinnati Reds, trying to get back in this ball game. We have a 44. And that is going to be a 7. So Kendrick is a D pitcher. So we're going to go D pitcher number 7. And that is a single to right field. So Scott Rowland trying to get something going for the Reds. He's on first base. So we'll take the chart and we'll rotate it to a man on first. So it's pretty simple and easy how you play this game. Next up is Edmonds. And Edmonds rolls a 24, and that is a 13. So a 13 with a runner on first base. We're going to go to a strikeout. If he's an R, Kendrick is an R, so it's going to be a pop out to short. So that is 1 down. Jim Edmonds is going to pop out and brings up Jay Bruce. Bruce rolls a 14. 14 is a 30 on his card. So we're going to go to fielding 1, number 30, fly out to left field, and that is 2 gone. Next up is going to be Johnny Gomes, and it's a 43. 43 is a 29 on his card. We're going to go runner on first base, 29. He's out at first. Runner does go to second, but that out is going to be all they need. He hits it to the pitcher. That is 3 outs, no runs, and a base hit. We're going to the top of the 3rd. Kendrick will lead it off. It's a 62 on his card. That is a 13. So we're going to flip back to bases empty. And 13 is going to be a strikeout. So Kendrick will strike out to start off the 3rd inning. Up next is Rollins. Rollins rolls a 12. That is going to be a 25 on his card. So base is empty, 25. You just reference it. Now, Leak is an X, so it's going to be a strikeout. So that's 2 strikeouts in a row for Homer Bailey, not Leak. Leak started the last game, which they lost. 43 is going to be a 29. So again, base is empty, 29. We've got an X for Homer Bailey. He is going to strike out Victorino, and that is it. No runs, no hits for the Phils. We're going to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Orlando Cabrera will lead it off for the Cincinnati Reds. We get a 13. That's a 22. Again, fielding 1, 22, and an assist first to the pitcher. So 1 down as Cabrera hits one to first baseman Ryan Howard, who flips to the pitcher. Next up is Homer Bailey, and we have a 25. That is a 9. So Kendrick is a D. We're going to go D, pitcher number 9. And Homer Bailey sends one into the gap for a base hit. And the Reds have a guy on. It's going to bring up Brandon Phillips. 45 is going to be a 14. Now we need to change the chart again to a man on first base. 14, the fielding 1 is going to be a base on balls. But a Z or a double Z is 2 balls. And Kendrick has a Z rating on his card. So that is going to be 2 balls. So 2 balls on Brandon Phillips. Going to keep rolling. And a 36 is going to be a 33 on the card. So 33 is going to be, he is an R and a Z, so we won't pay attention to it. So it's going to be a pop out to third base. So Phillips will pop out to third. That will bring up Ryan Hannigan, the catcher, with a good on-base percentage of 405. Here comes the pitch. It's a 54. It is a 32. Man on first base, 32. It's going to be a fly out. Flies out to right field. No runs. A base hit. That is all for the Cincinnati Reds. They have to win this game. They're down 3-0 in the series. And leading off is Chase Utley. Utley rolls a 61. 61 is a 12. So we go bases empty. Fielding number 1. Number 12 is a 5-3 putout. 1 gone. Next up, Ryan Howard. Big power hitter. He hit 31 home runs that year. 25, it's going to be an 8. So Homer Bailey is a C pitcher. Number 8, it is a single to center field. So Ryan Howard is now 2 for 2. He had a 2-run home run in the first, and he singles. It brings up Jason Worth. And here's the pitch. It's a 16. It's a 28. So we change the chart to a runner on first base. Go to fielding 1, 28, safe at first. The runner is out on the fielder's choice, and it's going to be 6-4. So 6-4, he's on with a fielder's choice, and we are going to bring up Ibanez. So Raul Ibanez is up next. We roll a 14. That is going to be a 30. So we're going to check runner on first base. Fielding 1, number 30, a fly out to left field. That is all for the Phillies. No runs, a base hit. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. Ryan Hannigan will not lead it off. It will be Joey Votto. And Votto rolls a 54, and that is a 32. So we change our APBA card to bases empty. And 54, I said, was a 32. So it's going to be a fly out to right field. So 1 gone. Votto's going to fly out. He's now 0 for 2. He was 3 for 4 last game. Brings up Scott Rowland. And a 52 is a 27. So a 27 is going to be, Kendrick is an R and a Z. So there's an X here, but that's not an R and a Z. It's going to be an out at first, third base to first base. He's going to ground out to third. So Scott Rowland is out, 2 gone. Brings up Jim Edmonds next. We have a 66. That is a 1. So we're going to go to Kendrick as a D pitcher. Number 1, it's a home run over the right field fence. So Jim Edmonds gets the Reds back in it with a solo shot. And it makes it 2-1. So the Phillies are up 2-1. Jay Bruce looking to do the same thing. He's a 15, number 10. So base is empty. Number 10, we have a D-grade pitcher. And that is a single to center. So the Reds starting to get to Kendrick. We got guys on first. It brings up Johnny Gomes coming up. And we roll a 64. 64 is going to be a 13. So we change the chart to runner on first base. A 13 is going to be a strikeout. But Kendrick is an R, so it's going to be a pop out to short. So Kendrick will get them to end the inning 1 run, 2 hits. As we go to the 5th inning, Ruiz will lead it off. Phillies are ahead 2-1. The head in the series, 3-0. The 2010 cards. 53 is a 19. So we're going to check 19 on bases are empty. Fielding defense is a 1. And we got an error in the third baseman. So Ruiz is going to be on the air. Scott Rowland's going to make that error. Brings up Valdez. So Valdez is just going to hit away. Number 31. It is a 9. So we're going to go to runner on first base. Bailey is a C pitcher. Number 9. Out at first. Runner goes to second. Assist is third base. Put out is first. So it's a 5-3. And they put him out, but they advance the runner. A little dribbler up the line. Brings up Kyle Kendricks, the batter. 46, it is a 29. So now we move to a runner on second base for that chart. And a 29 is going to be out at first. Runner goes to third. So it's going to be first base over to the pitcher. So he lays a little dribbler up the first baseline, moves the runner over, and brings up Rollins. Rollins trying to bring him in. Here comes the pitch, 46, number 29. So now we change the chart to runner on third base. 29 is out at first. Runner will hold. And that is it. So it's going to be a put out of first baseman just taking it himself. And that'll be no runs, no hits for the Philadelphia Phillies. We're going to the bottom of the inning. Johnny Gomes is going to be up first for Cincinnati. We have a 23. 23 is a 32. We've got to change the chart back to bases empty. Looking at a 32, which is a fly out to right field. So he is going to fly out to right field to lead it off. Actually, it wasn't going to be Gomes. Gomes led off the last inning. So 23 is going to be a 26. Let's check that for Cabrera. 26 is a ground out to first. So one gone. Brings up the pitcher, Homer Bailey. Bailey's up, and we have a 26. That is a 24 on the red card. So 24 is going to be a ground out to short. There is 2 gone. Homer Bailey will ground out. 2-1 Phils. Here in the 5th inning, we got a 14. 14 is a 30 on Phillips's card. And 30 is going to be a fly out to left field. So that is it. No runs, no hits for the Cincinnati Reds. We go to the next inning. Leading off is going to be Victorino. We're in the 6th inning, 2-1 Phillies. We have a 64. That is going to be a 13. So bases empty, 13 is going to be a strikeout. There's 1 gone. Homer Bailey has an X. So whenever an X comes up, we'll change the reading. Next one is an 11. That is not going to be good. 11 is a 0. So what happens whenever you roll a 0? You roll again, and you go to the second number in the column. So we're going to roll again for Utley, and we have a 13. So 13, we're going to move over to the 6. So it's going to be a 6. Remember, Homer Bailey is a C pitcher. So base is empty, C pitcher. A 6 is a double to right center. So Utley hits one in the gap, and it brings up Ryan Howard. Howard is 2 for 2. I think we're going to put Howard on and go after Worth. Should we do that? Maybe look for the double play. Howard's 2 for 2 with a home run. We're going to put him on, and we're going to go after Worth. So an intentional walk. Here comes Worth. It is an 11. That is not good. 11 is a 5. So we have guys on first and second. Oh, I'm going to regret doing that. First and second. Bailey is a C pitcher, a number 5. He triples to the right field bullpen. That is going to score both runs. Oh, man. Poor managing there by Rob Gallimore for the Cincinnati Reds. Trying to set up a double play with Worth, and he is going to triple down the right field line. We're going to bring the infield in for Raul Ibanez. Maybe we should get Bailey out of there. We don't have much in the bullpen. We got Cordero, Massette, and we got Rhodes. We got to put a stop to this. We are going to bring in Arthur Rhodes right now for... They got to win this game or they're out of the series. So Bailey is done. He went 5 1/3 innings. He's given up 4 runs so far. How many hits did he give up? He gave up 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Strikeouts and walks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 strikeouts. Just the 1 walk, the intentional walk. Gave up the 1 home run. So now we're going to bring in Arthur Rhodes to face Ibanez. They can't let that run score. It's already... they're already down. They got to win this one. So Rhodes is going to come in here. Rhodes is an A pitcher, and he is an X. So he is an X. So we just had Homer Bailey last time. So Rhodes is going to come in. And so Bailey has left the ball game for the Cincinnati Reds. They're going to go to Arthur Rhodes. He's going to face Ibanez. Here comes the pitch. Runner on third. We have a 13. So a 13 is going to be a 14 on the card. So we got to find the chart that just says runner on third. And here we go. Runner on third. And we're looking at a 14. 14 is going to be a base on ball. So lefty on lefty. And again, my strategy does not work. He is going to walk Ibanez and brings up Carlos Ruiz. Rose against Ruiz. 65 is a 35. We now have guys on first and third. So I changed to that page. First and third. And 65 is a 35. So 35 is going to be a foul out to short right field. So pop out to second base. So he gets him. It brings up Valdez. Now, do I walk Valdez to get to Kendrick? No, I don't think we got to go after Valdez. He's a 258 hitter. Yeah, we got to go after him. I don't know if we want to set up bases loaded. We're going to go after him with Rhodes. It's a 51. It is a 9. Now, Rhodes is an A pitcher. So you have runners on first and third. An A pitcher, number 9. It's going to be a fly out to left field. That will be the 3rd out of the inning, but the damage is done. Since Philadelphia scores 2 runs on 2 hits to take a 4-1 lead on these Cincinnati Reds, it's going to bring up Hannigan to lead off. He's a 16. That's going to be a 28. So again, you change your Apple book over to bases empty, and you find 28, and it's going to be out at first. So it's going to be a ground out to short. There's 1 gone. Next up is Joel Votto. Votto's up, and it's a 65. That is a 35. And 35 reads, ground out to first. So there's 2 gone. And it brings up Scott Rowland. Try and speed up a little bit. 61 is going to be a 12. A 12 is going to be a ground out. 5-3. So 3 up and 3 down. We've played 6 complete innings. We're going to the 7th inning. Kendrick is going to lead it off against Arthur Rhodes. We have a 23, which is a 27. 27 on bases empty is... Oh, Arthur Rhodes is actually an X, so that is going to be a strikeout. He's going to strike out Kendrick. So there's 1 gone here in the 7th. Brings up Rollins. Rollins is a 63. That is a 31. So we go bases empty, 31. It is going to be a fly out to center field. So there was 2 gone. And it brings up Shane Victorino, man from Hawaii, 31. That is going to be a 14. So a 14 on bases empty is a base on balls. A ZZ pitcher is 2 balls. He's not a ZZ, so it's going to be a base on balls for Victorino. Brings up Chase Utley, who's been so good in this series. We have a 65. That is going to be a 35 on his card. So we'll go runners on first base. A 35 is going to be a foul out. And pops up to the catcher. So pop up to the catcher. No runs, no hits. We're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Kendrick just flying along. I thought he'd have a little bit of problems, but he's been good. It's a 45, which is a 14. So go back to empty, and 14 is going to be a base on balls. He's not a double Z, he's a Z. So Edmonds is, oh, I'm looking at the wrong card again. I didn't flip it. Let's do that one again. So 45 is a 14. 14 is still going to be a base on balls. So base on balls for Edmonds. He's on, brings up Jay Bruce. Man on first. Cincy trying to do something. A 13 is a 14. So man on first base. A 14 is going to be a base on balls. But Kendrick is a Z pitcher, so it's going to be 2 balls. So he's good control. He's not going to walk Bruce. We got to roll again. 62 is a 13. So a 13 is going to be, Kendrick is an R pitcher, so it's going to be a pop out to short. So 1 gone. Kendrick gets Jay Bruce to pop out. Brings up Yan Gomes. And he's got a 55. 55 is an 8. That is a good thing. 1 to 11 is usually awesome. He's a D pitcher. Number 8, it's a single to center. The runner is going to go to second. If it was 2 out, he would go to third. So we have guys on first and second, and maybe we go to the bullpen and get Kendrick out of there before damage happens. We have in the bullpen for Philly, we got Madsen, Contreras, and Blanton. I think we're going to bring in Ryan Madsen. So Madsen is going to come in for Philly, try and put this away. Kendrick did a great job. So Madsen's going to come in. He is 2 on defense, which will improve that to 47. And he is X, Y, and a Z. X, Y, and a Z. And he is a B pitcher. We'll just cross that out. And he's coming in right here. So Madsen, Ryan Mad Dog Madsen's coming in. Kendrick will leave the game. Kendrick did a super good job for the Phils. Kendrick goes 6 1/3 innings. Exactly what they want out of him. He's only given up the 1 run. How many hits did he give up? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. That's all Kendrick gave up was 5 hits. And strikeouts and walks, we've got 1 walk, no strikeouts. So he got people to hit the ball on the ground, gave up the 1 home run. So now we have Orlando Cabrera coming up. Guys on first and second, 1 out. Reds trying to get back in this ball game. It's a 16. 16 is going to be a 28. So I change it to runners on first and second. I'm going to go to a 28, which is a double play. 6, 4, 3. Oh, my. That is the end of the inning. Ryan Madsen comes in, gets the job done. No runs, a base hit. And leading off is going to be Ryan Howard here against Arthur Rhodes. Probably Rhodes' last inning. He will lead off next inning. 16 is a 13. So we're going to go to bases empty. And fielding 13 is a strikeout. So lefty on lefty matchup. He gets him to strike out. There's 1 gone. Worth is up next for 34 is a 31, and a 31 at fielding 1 is a fly out to center. So Arthur Rhodes gets 2 guys to go out, and we're bringing up Raul Ibanez. So lefty on lefty with Ibanez. We have a 42 being rolled. That is a 40, and base is empty, and a 40 is a fall ball. W would be a base on balls. Rhodes is not a W. We have a 13, which is a 14 on the batter card, which is a base on balls. So Ibanez works him for a walk. He is now on, brings up Carlos Ruiz. So our next batter, we have a 12. That is a 25. So we change the chart to man on first. 25 is going to be a double play. So 6, 4, 3. So they just would have went 6 to 4. That would end the inning. No runs, no hits. We're going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Ryan Madsen in. He is going to face Rhodes. Rhodes is going to be done. We're going to bring in a pinch hitter. And I think we want a little bit of power. So we're going to bring in Andrew Stubbs. Stubbs is going to pinch hit for Rhodes. And Arthur Rhodes went 2 2/2 innings. He gave up no hits, no runs, and 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 1-2, 2-2, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, no hits. So Rhodes did a good job. Here comes Stubbs. He's in to face Ryan Madsen. 31 is going to be a 14, so we've got to go back to bases empty. 14 is going to be a base on balls. Madsen is an XYZ. A double Z would be 2 balls. So Stubbs does what he wanted to do. He gets on base, trying to start a rally. Since he's down 4-2, 2010, Phillies against the Reds. Phillies are up 3-0 in this series, so it's a must-win for the Reds. Brings up Brandon Phillips. And we have a 54. 54 is a 32 on the APBA card. So we're going to go runner on first base. 32, it's going to be a fly out to right field. So that is 1 down for the Cincinnati Reds. They're trying to avoid being swept. Ryan Hannigan, he's got an on-base percentage of 405. Looking for a walk. It is a 66, which is a 0. And again, whenever you roll a 0, you roll again and go to the second column. Usually something great's going to happen. We got a 22 is a 1. So man on first base, we got a 1. The pitcher Madsen is a B. This is a home run over the left field fence. So Ryan Hannigan hits one deep, puts some pressure on. It is now 4-3 for the Philadelphia Phillies with Joel Votto coming up. We have a 36. 36 is a 14. 14, we're going to change this to bases empty. 14, a base on balls. So starting to struggle is Ryan Madsen. Man, who do we have? We have Brad Lidge. We want to save him for the 9th. We also have Jose Contreras. I think we're going to let Madsen do 1 more batter. He's going to face Scott Rowland. Guy on first base. 34 is a 31. Let's see what that is. Runner on first base. 31 is a fly out to center field. And that is 2 gone. Rowland trying to get one out of here. He falls a little bit short. Brings up Jim Edmonds to hopefully get some runs across. It is a 31. So 31 again is a fly out to center field. Ryan Madsen gets out of this jam, but he gives up 2 runs on just 1 hit. We're going to the 9th. It is 4-3 for the Philadelphia Phillies. We have Cordero, Massett, and Massett's going to come in. He's already pitched in this series. He's been pretty good. He is a B pitcher with an X and a Y. So he is going to come in to pitch here. And we'll put him in the lineup right here. We will take out Stubbs. Yeah, I'm thinking to put Stubbs. No, we're going to have to take him right out of the ball game. Here we go. 9th inning. It is going to be Massett against Carlos Ruiz. Reds trying to get this to the bottom of the 9th. 45 is a 14. So nobody on base. A 14 is going to be a base on balls. Not a great way to lead off. It brings up Madsen. He is... Oh, sorry. I'm on the wrong card again. I have a bad habit of this. So 45, let's do that again. It's a 14. It's still a base on balls. So Madsen's up. He is not going to hit. And I think we're going to have Placido Polanco come in and hit for the Phils. So he's coming in to hit. 300 hitter, 298, man on first base. We have a 41, which is a 24 on his card. So a 24 is a double play, 6-4-3. So Massett gets him to hit into a double play. Polanco's not going to be able to help them out here. Just realized Valdez is a 4 at first base, so that's going to affect my ratings, so I screwed up there. All right, next up is Rollins. Rollins is going to be hitting a 65. That is a 35. So 35 with nobody on base. Fielding one is a ground out to first. So that is all for the Cincinnati Reds. We're going to the bottom of the inning, and I'm just going to double check I think I totally screwed up on this game. Taking a look at the field ratings, we've got a 9 and 3 is 12. 12 and 8 is 20. 23, 26, 28. 28 is a 36. And I used a 9. I should have used the 4. So that is a 40. Oh, and the pitcher is going to make it a 41. So they are going to get to that one defense. Everything worked out fine. All right, so coming in, Brad Lidge is going to come in. He is going to be the reliever to try and end this ball game for the Phillies. Lidge is an A pitcher with an XY, and a W. So Lidge is coming in. Madsen went 2 innings. Sorry, he went 1 2/3 innings. He gave up 2 runs. Gave up that big, long fly, that home run. He walked 2 and did not strike out any, so not a great day. So Lidge is coming in for the Phillies, and leading off is going to be Edmonds. So here we go. 64. 64 is a 13, so let's check out bases empty 13, and it is a strikeout. There's 1 gone. So Lidge comes in, throwing heat, gets Jim Edmonds out. Phillies have to try and, oh, actually, I'm on the wrong card again. I keep doing that. I got to rotate my cards. So that was Bruce. Let's just re-roll because I forget what I had. Bruce is a 51. 51 is a 9. Lidge is a grade A pitcher, 9. Oh, it's going to be a ground out to short. Oh, my. I thought that was going to be a base hit. We had to have some drama here. 1 gone. It brings up Johnny Gomes. And it is a 55, is an 8. He's a grade A pitcher. Number 8 is a pop-up to third base. Here you can see where the grade A pitcher pop out, and, well, that would have been a fly out too. Would have been a little bit better. It brings up Cabrera. So Cabrera, a 263 hitter. Do we have anybody else better on the bench? We have Ramon Hernandez. Yeah, I think we're going to have Hernandez come in and hit. We got, he's 297 hitter. Yeah, let's bring in Hernandez. So Cabrera is going to leave the ball game, and we're going to have Hernandez try and keep this alive. Pinch hitter here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 4-3 Phillies. Brad Lidge against Ramon Hernandez, looking for a tying home run. It's a 55. 55 is an 8. Grade A pitcher. An 8 is a pop out to third base. Brad Lidge comes in, 1 inning, no runs, no hits, and no strikeouts, but he will get the save. Final score here from Cincinnati with APBA Baseball, 4-3 for the Phillies. They sweep the Cincinnati Reds in this series, 4-0. This is APBA Baseball. Hope you liked it, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.